What's going on, people, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to do a match reaction to the game that finished today at Celtic Park. Celtic 2, Rangers 3, in the third Old Firm game in the league this season. Barry Ferguson winning his first Old Firm game as the Rangers manager since taking over from Philippe Clement after the Belgian was sacked a few weeks ago. Rangers back-to-back Old Firm wins against Celtic. And it's disappointing. Rangers were the better side over the course of the game. They were the better side in the first half. They were dominant in the first half. I have no idea what happened to Celtic in the first half. That was so poor. So many players let themselves down. I thought Alistair Johnson was absolutely awful in the first half. I thought he was dreadful. I thought Carter Vickers didn't look himself. I thought he looked quite poor. I thought Raskin came in. Obviously, Austin Trusty was injured, and Mike Raskin got a surprise start. I thought Raskin played quite well. He prevented the scoreline from being even worse. I thought Schmeichel was poor. Schmeichel literally nearly gave Rangers a third goal in the first half. Cherney should have got the third one for Rangers, but fair play to Raskin getting back and blocking it. I thought Schlupp was poor. I didn't think Schlupp was good. Schlupp's been good since he came in, but I thought Cherney had his number. Got past him a few times. Schlupp wasn't good. Defensively, attack-wise, he got better in the second half, but, Jota, didn't get the ball enough. When he did, he gave Sterling all sorts of problems. Sterling got booked. Jota did go past him quite a few times when he did get the ball, but he didn't get the ball to him quickly enough. In midfield, McCowan was poor. Engels was poor. I thought Hatate was the only one who looked decent, particularly in the second half. But Raskin and Diamande definitely won the midfield again. Physically, Rangers have the upper hand at the moment in the last two games. Even the League Cup final, I thought Rangers were bullying us physically. Without McGregor in the midfield, Celtic are not the same team, I don't think, which is very disappointing because we can't rely on one player. But yeah, McGregor not being there, we had no one really to dictate the play. Rangers took advantage of that. Rangers started the better of the two teams. They won a few free kicks and a few corners. Schmeichel made a save on the edge of the box, tipped out for a corner. Rangers then take the lead from the corner. It's poor from Jeffrey Schlupp. Nico Raskin, who was Rangers' best player today by quite a distance, scores the goal. It was poor from Schlupp. Schlupp doesn't even jump. He lets Raskin get in front of him. It's a good header from Raskin into the bottom corner. Rangers were 1-0 up. They deserved it as well. They were by far the better team at this point. It was still all Rangers, really. Celtic had a few chances. Hatate had one where he hit one and Butland made a great save. Jota, had one which, he got Sterling booked. Great touch from Jota, gets away from Sterling. Sterling brings down to a yellow card. Maida had one which was cleared away by Sterling on the goal, just in front of the line. That was unlucky. Rangers made it 2-0. Rangers got the second goal. From corners, we didn't particularly do well. There's one point where Schmeichel tipped it away from a corner. We were over a place when the ball came into our box. But Rangers did get the second goal. It was poor, again, from Celtic. Engels, Raskin, it's a good run. But Engels completely loses Raskin. Raskin gets the ball, he headers it. The only place he can header it is between the two defenders. Carter Vickers is not in the right area. Johnson is not quick enough to get over there in time. And yeah, the space between Carter Vickers and Johnson, Diamande just walked in there. Diamande scored. It was a poor goal from Celtic to concede. Rangers deserved it. They were the better side in the first half. Celtic, it was poor. Celtic then started to have a little bit of a spell towards the end of the first half. Celtic had a little bit more possession. They were really coming into the game at this point, but I don't understand why it took them to go 2-0 down for them to start playing. But yeah, at half-time, it was Celtic 0, Rangers 2. I was fearing the worst, to be honest. I wasn't impressed with the first half, how dominant Rangers were. I was very disappointed with the way Celtic played. They were so poor. Reminded me of a lot of the game against them at Ibrox. The second half begins, and the game changed. Celtic played a lot better. Celtic, got a goal back straight away. Ida came on. And Jota moved over to the right. Maida moved over to the left. Maida got the goal back. It was a good goal from Celtic. Jota down the right-hand side. He lifts the ball into the box. there's Maeda getting between Sterling and Tavernier, headers it past Botland into the net, 2-1 to Rangers at this point. It was all Celtic in the second half, really. Celtic were knocking on the door. Celtic got the equaliser. It was a good goal. Atarte was getting more space. I thought Maeda done his best, tried everything. He was getting free kicks. Rangers players were kicking him all over the pitch. Rangers did commit a lot of fouls in the second half. I thought they kicked us quite a lot, which really annoyed me because the referee didn't book any of them. It's really annoying. But yes, Celtic did get the goal back. They equalised. It was a well-worked goal from Celtic. McGowan gets the ball. McGowan plays a lovely ball. It's Rio Atarte. He's in. Really good finish from Atarte. Past Butland. 2-2. Celtic, at this point, there was only one team trying to win the game, and it was Celtic, in my opinion. Celtic in the second half were the better side. Rangers didn't offer anything. And lo and behold, what happens? Rangers nick the win right at the end, from a mistake by Celtic. Typical Celtic, the dominant side in the second half. It was only Celtic trying to win. Rangers looked like they would settle for a draw or try and hit us on the break, and that's exactly what happened. It was so disappointing. Atarte had one which just went wide. Atarte, I thought, played really well in the second half. But yes, Rangers got the goal. It's Alistair Johnson's fault. It's a long punt at the pitch. Johnson and Vickers. Vickers misses the ball. Johnson then slips. It comes out to Igerman. Igerman then hits it. It's a great finish from Igerman. I'm not going to take it away from him. It wasn't his fault that Celtic made the mistake. He took advantage. Great goal. Rangers scored the goal. 3-2 to Rangers. Despite that Rangers being nowhere near us in the second half. We deserved to get at least a draw out of the game overall, I think. Our first half was absolutely horrendous. They definitely had the better of the first half. We had the better of the second half. We were the better side in the second half. But we just couldn't see it out, and it was disappointing. Yes, we're still 13 points clear, but to lose at home is never nice. Obviously, Rangers has taken them 5 years to beat us at Parkhead. I think the last time they beat us was under Steven Gerrard. 2-1. I think it was Ryan Kent and Nikola Katic that day. And McGregor scored the goal for us. So yeah, Rangers, Barry Ferguson, big few days for Rangers. Obviously beating Fenerbahce in the Europa League, getting through to quarterfinals. And then obviously beating us. Rangers have won the last 2 Old Firm games. 2 wins each. We beat them in the League Cup final. We beat them in the first league meeting. They beaten us at Ibrox, and then obviously this game today. We've got one more match with them at Ibrox in a few weeks. Once the split's announced, we really need to get something out of that game, I think. Obviously, we're still going to win the title, but it is concerning the last 2 games against them that we haven't dealt with their tactics well. We've been very weak physically against them. And we just haven't been up for it. Certain players, like I said, Kuhn was poor today. Schlupp was bad. I thought Carter Vickers was bad as well. Carter Vickers, the last 2 Old Firm games, I've not been impressed with him at all. I don't know what it is with him. Even Schmeichel was poor today. Schmeichel, literally passed the ball at one point to Cherney in the first half. Cherney should have scored, but Mike Morosky got back and blocked it. And yeah, it was disappointing. Obviously, a lot of incidents as well after the game. Obviously Cherney with the water bottle. I've seen it. I don't know why he's doing it. Why he's throwing water at Celtic fans in the crowd. Obviously the away fans came back today, which I think helped the game, to be honest. But, there is going to be incidents like that. But yeah, it was stupid from Cherney, personally. Spraying water at Celtic fans is just stupid. He's probably going to get himself a fine by the club or something like that. But yeah, overall, Rangers were the better side in terms of the game. In terms of the first half, it was definitely Rangers on the ascendancy. Second half, it was all Celtic. Celtic did extremely well to come back after a shocking first half. But yeah, it's disappointing for Celtic to lose at home to Rangers. We're still 13 points clear. Hearts at home. Next time out, we've got an international break now. And then we've got Hearts at Celtic Park. Hopefully we can get back on track and win this game after disappointment today. But yeah, nothing else to say really. Rangers won. Nothing really I can do about it, is there? You just got to take the wins and losses. You win games, you lose games. You win Old Firm games, you lose Old Firm games. That's just the way things are. And yeah, that's my reaction to this game today. Thanks for watching this video. Take care. I'll see you guys with a reaction to the Hearts game after the international break. Peace.